it's the shortest time a head coach, an England head coach, has had going into a Six Nations. So how do you ensure in the short time you've had you hit the ground running?
Well, what it is, make sure we prioritise. I think, from my point of view, we've got such an exciting tournament ahead of us. I think I can't wait to get started. The players can't wait to get started. We meet as a squad this evening, and we'll be on the field first thing tomorrow and start preparing. I think that the time is what it is. We're going to make the most of every single minute we have to prepare to be in the best position for the opening game of the Six Nations.
You know the setup, of course. You know many of the players so well. What are England going to get though in terms of a head coach, do you hope?
Oh, they will be, from my point of view, I will be authentic. I'll be me. I'll lead in the style that I think fits me, and I think also will fit this team. I think we've also got an excellent coaching team around me. I think when you start looking at the type of people we've got in the coaching team, and then most importantly, the type of people we've got in the playing squad, I think that's where I find exciting, getting to work with those guys.
Have those players underperformed in the last couple of years?
Well, I think from my point of view, I'm looking ahead to what's in front of us. I think you can take some lessons from the past, but you've got to look ahead. This great tournament's just around the corner from us, and that's where my focus is.
What are the key pillars you could put in place then, as soon as possible, to close the gap to Ireland, to France?
Yep, and clearly Ireland and France are top-class sides. I think you look at the standard of the tournament here right now. Look at our first games against Scotland. Scotland came within a kick of beating Australia. They comprehensively beat Argentina, who had beaten England in the autumn, should have beaten New Zealand. I think everybody watching that game would have said they should have beaten New Zealand that game. So you start looking at the calibre of this tournament, it's going to be a really high standard.
Is it higher than it's ever been? You look at the world rankings?
Well, I think you look at the world rankings, it says that, doesn't it? It says that you've got people the way, you look at Ireland, you look at France, you've got Warren Gatland coming back in at Wales and done effectively 12 years coaching Wales and knows those players. And you've got a Scotland team that's pretty much, as numerous people have said, it's the best team of recent times in the Scotland team. And then you look, Italy beat Australia in the autumn. You start saying this is going to be a fiercely competitive tournament.
With the captaincy, Owen Farrell retains the captaincy. Was that ever in doubt in your mind, bearing in mind the future, how you want to go with the team? What is Owen going to offer you consistently that you're convinced about?
I think Owen is an incredible leader, and I saw that almost immediately when he was a 17, 18-year-old. I was a player at Saracens, and I saw this young man come into training and lead. I mean, most 17, 18-year-olds just want to sit quietly and go unnoticed. Well, not Owen. Owen's coming in and he's leading the charge, the way he plays, the way he trains, and he's done that since he was a teenager. So to have him captain in England, I think we're very fortunate. And then he's supported by a great group of leaders alongside him across the team, and that's what you need in international rugby.
Final point, it's a World Cup year, of course. What is fundamental to put in place? Brian Ashton had obviously, as we know, a tight turnaround. What is fundamental to put in place now in the Six Nations that will enable you to have a successful World Cup?
Well, I think, as you put it there, the World Cup isn't far away, is it? And I think what a year of rugby we have ahead of us. Having said that, I think that, and one of the key messages, and you talked about me as a leader, what did you get from me? One thing I'm very clear about is that every game matters. For England, every single game matters. So yes, the World Cup isn't far away. Our focus is on this tournament, and specifically the first game of this tournament. We'll be the best prepared we possibly can be for that game, and then we will get better every single game between now and the future. So that when the time the World Cup comes, we'll be in a good place. But I'm not thinking about the World Cup, I'm thinking about this tournament now.
We wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Owen, really good to see you. It's been a roller coaster few weeks for English rugby. But first of all, what was your reaction to Eddie leaving?
Obviously, when anything like that happens, there's disappointment, because it's obviously come from the way that we've been performing. But having said that, we're here today, looking forward to a fantastic tournament, which is the Six Nations, and one that's probably the most exciting going into it that I can remember. With every team going well at the minute. Every team got something going on, whether it be good autumns or changes, and you know, having grown up, watched this tournament and got to play in it a good few times now is something that I think we all can't wait for.
You know Steve Borthwick, of course, very well. What do you think England will be guessing in terms of a head coach?
I mean, I've worked with Steve as a player and a coach. I've never worked with him as a head coach before. But as I said, we're looking forward now. We're excited about what's ahead of us. We're excited about getting together tonight for the first time as a group, and getting stuck into prepping for Scotland, which is going to be a big test.
How big is the gap to Ireland and France when you look at what they've achieved in the last year or so, and clearly the way in which England's level hasn't been as good as theirs?
I don't know. The key thing for us is that we focus on ourselves. The key thing for us is that we do everything that we can do, and as you've seen from the way that Steve's been talking so far, is that all our focus is just going to be on our first game. As I said, we're excited about getting together for the first time tonight, and the players are excited to get going and get out on the pitch and start training together, but all in preparation for Scotland.
You start with Scotland, who've caused England problems in the last couple of years. What in that game, what is the key quality, the fundamental quality you'll need for us to
again, going back to it, we're just coming together for the first time today. We've got new coaches that we're looking forward to, and we're getting excited about getting together, and we want to make sure that we've got our own stuff in order. We want to make sure that we're excited to go into that game, and I'm sure we will be over the next 10 days or so prep.
What does it mean to be captain again? Obviously, every coach comes in, they have their own ideas about captaincy. So for Steve to endorse you, what does that mean?
I'm massively proud, massively excited about what this group can do, but massively proud to be asked to be captain again. Yeah, it's a huge honour, and I guess over the course of your career, you know, you learn from some of the best, some of them in this room now, and work closely with some of the best, and you want to take that experience and use it at the right times. But also with that, we've got a fantastic group of leaders at England. We've got a lot of players that have got a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, a lot of know-how how to win games, and we've got to make sure that we're in the right place come the start of the tournament.
And have England got a team that's still going to be competitive right at the top end, not only in this Six Nations? It's a quick turnaround for the coach, but of course the World Cup. That's also such a focus.
Yeah, no, it's an exciting year. It's a massive year, and I guess for us as players, I know I've already said it a good few times, even in this interview, is that all we can do is focus on what's in front of us. We've got a talented group of players. We've got a lot of good players fighting for positions, and we've got to make sure that we put all our effort into that first game.
It could be quite a year, couldn't it? When you look at it, it could be the year of your career.
I'm sure it will be some year. Yeah, it's an exciting one, and it all starts with this one against Scotland.
Wish you all the best with that.
Thank you very much.